Diane Denmark here, rah rah rah. Happy Monday morning. I hope you are raring to go. I have my cleaning caddy ready and I'm going to be cleaning in zone 5 today. And you may think there's something a bit strange about this video. I've told you before the family are on lockdown at the moment, so they are not at school or at work. It's only my son, who's in his 3rd year of high school, who's allowed to be at school at the moment. So I'm kind of filming as I can, and I can't film in the living room, but with the wonders of technology, I can be in the living room. Because if I go like this, hold on, where did my arms go? It's like Harry Potter, Cloak of Invisibility. Anyway, check in with you to give you some zone missions for the week, should you choose to accept them. And you know me, I love Monday mornings because it always feels like a fresh start. And you know, you can do this system any way you like. Either you can just keep going with your weekly home blessing hour, especially right now if you're just finding things are just kind of too much chaos in your head. Just stick to doing your weekly home blessing hour. Don't worry about doing the zone cleaning work or stuff like that, because anything that we can do, just one foot in front of the other, it really pulls us through. And then when you're ready for it, you can start adding in the missions again. But anyway, let me just grab the missions. And we have a crossover week this week, so we are here in zone 5, the living room, family room, the den, whatever you want to call it. And the other zone that we're going to be working on at the end of the week, remember when we cross from one month to the next, we go from one zone to the next, will be zone 1, which is the entryway to the house, you know, whether you come through the garage or up some garden steps, that's how it is for us. The hall area, you know, where you've got maybe your coat cupboard and where you put your shoes, and the dining room. And as I mentioned to you the last few weeks, my husband, he's camped out in the dining room at the moment. That's where he's working from for his office. So you won't see me filming in lots of areas in the house because I'm trying to let the family get on with their normal work and school. Anyway, eyes down for a full house for the missions, should you choose to accept them. Remember, set your timer for 10 minutes. You don't need to be spending all day cleaning. Zone 5, look at the hot spots in the room. I tell you what I'm going to be looking at this week is our little, we've got a little section of games, and I'm going to be looking at those. Dust the knickknacks. Remember, if you choose to have lots of knickknacks, it's going to take more dusting time. So in Scandinavia, we like to keep things kind of simple. And you know, I am Scottish, but I've learned to appreciate the kind of simple, not so many knickknacks, not so many things that get dusty. Zone 3, mission 3 for the week is sofa and chair diving. Have a wee look down there. Are there pens down there? Are there sweets? Maybe you've lost the remote controller for, I don't know, something like the Wii. Have a wee look down in the chairs, behind the cushions. And usually when I'm doing that, that's the time that we will also take time to actually hoover, vacuum the sofa. That's always a nice job to get done. Doesn't need done every month, but it's nice to do it occasionally. And then the last mission for the week is going and moving into zone 1, which is, as I said to you, the entryway, the porch, and it's to look at all those areas. You know, maybe when you come in the house, what we do is we take off our coats and they go into the coat cupboard. And actually at the weekend we went through all our coats because we're moving from kind of wintry weather into more spring weather here in Denmark. So I've actually started washing the winter coats. I've got another one in the washing machine this morning, and I'm going to get those dried and then they go into storage. So you may want to have a look there. What about shoes when you come in the house? You've seen before in our house that we have baskets. We don't wear shoes in the house in Denmark. If you're wearing shoes inside the house, it's some kind of slippers or your socks or your tights or indoor shoes. So that's when we come in the house, we take off our shoes and we put them in wee baskets at the door and also on shoe trays, and that also keeps down the dirt, especially in the entryway, because you know the shoes immediately go into the tray. So I only really need to vacuum the tray occasionally to get rid of all that extra dirt. And the other thing I was going to say to you is, you know, I always use these zone things in order to do the garden or for my own self-care. And zone 5 for me, because it's like the end of the month, it's like tying a little bow on the end of your zones. I like to look down and do my toenails. And actually, I've already done mine because I had a sea swim the other day. And then I came home and I had a shower and actually did my nails, my toenails there and then. But don't look too close at my fingernails today, because I've been out gardening at the weekend, and that is going to be my little pamper for today. I'm going to change up my nail varnish colour. And the other thing, oh yeah, I'll tell you, let me just grab something that came up over the weekend. Now, I'm sure if you're like the rest of the world at the moment, you've been doing a few different things during lockdown. Maybe you've finally been reading those books that you're meaning to read. Maybe doing a jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaw puzzles are the kind of thing that we usually do at our Swedish weekend cabin. But it's been quite nice to do this occasionally. And something I noticed at the weekend is that when it comes down to jigsaw puzzles, a jigsaw puzzle like this, do you remember this one from that I got around Christmas? I got it for what, 20 Danish krona. I've realised that jigsaw puzzles that are over 500 pieces, it just sucks all the joy out of it for me. It just takes too long, it's too detailed. And I did this one at the weekend. My husband and I did this one, and it's only 200 pieces, and it was just nice to, you know, put out the jigsaw puzzle, and then, you know, within a few hours it's done, and then you can put away it again. Just think about the games that you've got. Like if you've, like in your living room, if you've got a little section with games, are you playing the games? Are they still age appropriate? I keep a selection of games also down in the basement, things that the kids have had, but that really have a lot of meaning for us. You know, things that they're never going to play again, we hand them on, we give them away to somebody in the family, or to charity shop, or to the next clothes swap party. So just think about that. And I also was into this subject at the beginning of lockdown when I said to you, if you're not going to use these, you know, games or books, if you're not going to read them now, when are you proposing to read them? Because, you know, apparently at the moment we've all got more time. We're out doing the garden, we're out, we're maybe doing some decluttering at home. If you've got piles and piles of books or piles and piles of games, jigsaws, card games, if you're not playing them now, when are you proposing to play them? Okay, so I'm not saying you get rid of everything, but just to have a wee think about that. Why are you holding on to them? Is it a sentimental reason, or is it, oh, just because? We've got to be careful with that kind of, oh, just because, or, you know, it might come in useful for grandkids in about 30 years' time. I mean, think about this. Will the grandkids actually want them? So anyway, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? Okay, I'm going to get on with my day. I'm going to get back to my cleaning in Zone 5, the living room, my real cleaning, not here with the wonders of the technology. Look, if I go like that, half of me disappears. So anyway, live long and prosper. May the Danish or whatever else could be with you, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing this week, but we'll be doing a Q&A this week. I've also got another recipe video coming up, and tying scarves. That was the other thing. So anyway, live long and prosper. Dane should be with you, and a wee pom-pom shake to send you on your merry way with a rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.